Welcome into another 5-minute morning edition of the 24/7 Sports Football Recruiting Podcast. It is Wednesday, October 12th. I am Blair Angulo. I am joined by national analyst and the co-host of the Preps to Pros show, Cooper Petagna. We're here to discuss the update to the top 24/7 in the 2023 class. Cooper, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. We got another rankings release on the way here, so just getting ready to battle it out on the message boards, man.
Yeah, it's a refresh, but the shields come out, the swords come out. It's a fun time over on the message boards as a lot of committed prospects already a part of this top 24/7. So there's a lot at stake when it comes to team rankings and perception and that water cooler talk that I think a lot of fans want to get into when they discuss some of these recruits that are committed to their schools and who might come out on top. But at number one, there's still the guy, right? Arch Manning, committed to Texas. He holds on to his number one spot. 4 out of the top 5 in the new top 24/7 are quarterbacks. Arch Manning leads the way. What convinces you or what compels you to say that Arch Manning is the clear-cut number one quarterback right now?
Well, we had the opportunity to go down to New Orleans and see him against Riverside Academy earlier this year, the third game of the season. Arch Manning put on quite a dazzling performance, and through 6 games of his senior season, I think we've been more convicted on him this go around than we've ever been. So we've seen that more complete player that we wanted to see, the number one player in the country. 22 touchdowns, 1 INT, 5 wins against 4 winning football teams right now that have an above 500 record. So I know there's a lot of questions that surround Arch Manning with the competition level, but to me, this is a guy that's taken very good care of the football. He's been very efficient in the passing game, and he's been dynamic in the passing game, almost back to his freshman year type of statistic production. So I think for us to kind of see him get back to that type of form this go around, for us, it was almost unanimous that Arch Manning was going to be the number one player in the country.
Yeah, Arch Manning leads the way. Dante Moore, number 2, Oregon commit. Tennessee commit Nico Iamaleava is at 3. Or Cormani McClain, one of the better prospects that is yet to come off the board, and one of the better defensive prospects nationally at number 4. And Malachi Nelson, the USC commit, checks in at number 5. The quarterback battles, I think it's going to be interesting, right, Cooper? When we look at this maybe 3-4 years down the road, it's going to be fascinating to see how everything unravels. And we've still got basically a couple more months of the high school seasons, championships, the All-American games, and those all-star settings for us to distinguish and to differentiate between this group. There's still a long way to go, and there could be some room for shuffling even further.
It's an incredibly talented quarterback class. You mentioned it. You mentioned 4 guys in the top 5. Outside of that, you still got Jackson Arnold, the Oklahoma commit, in the Elite 11 MVP. You got Jaden Rashada, the Miami commit that Miami bested Florida for. And then outside of that, you got Christopher Vizina, Avery Johnson, who's going to make a big jump for us in the top 247 rankings. So there's a lot of intrigue and a lot of ball left. I think starting to get solidified at the top, but I think on the back end, 16 to 32, you can see some guys move in potentially trying to make their way into that top 32 conversation. It's already crowded with the number of quarterbacks that are in the top 32 already. But I think this is one of the deeper classes that we've seen in recent history.
Yeah, quarterback heavy there at the top. Tell me about some of the risers. Who did we like when we were looking at film, this updated, highlights of some of these seniors 2 months into their season? And it obviously leaves room for improvement. It leaves room for players to ascend in the rankings. Who did you have your eyes on?
Well, Javen Williams was always somebody that we had our eye on in the rankings process, and a guy that has steadily moved up the board. He made his biggest jump, 20 plus spots into the top 32, and a guy for us we really like. We like his position versatility, but we love the athleticism as well. He's got an excellent background in track and field. I think this is going to be a guy that can compete early at the next level. But when you look at the physical traits, that's kind of what separates him from the rest of the pack. I think another guy that jumped 20 plus spots, Deshaun Womack, top 247 defensive lineman, currently committed to LSU, really impressed us in Bradenton at the Future 50. We loved what he brought to the table, a physical specimen. He has carried that in to his senior season at St. Francis. So a lot to like about him. I think LSU fans should be really excited. And then David Hobbs out of the state of North Carolina, a guy that's jumped 100+ spots for us, uncommitted right now, but I would not be surprised if this is a guy that could be knocking on 5-star status at the end of the day. So we have him in the top 40. He's a specimen, a lot of developmental upside. He's still figuring out, a multi-sport athlete. Those are the guys that we're really attracted to. Up arrow for him, but 3 guys right there that we all love.
Yeah, a little bit of nuggets there, just a snippet of what's to come with the Top 24/7 refresh. You could check the whole rankings over at 247sports.com. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to the 247 Sports YouTube channel. You can catch Cooper Petagna as part of the Preps to Pro show also on that 247 Sports YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us, Coop.
Thanks, Blair.